I think if you think about it, it's such a valid question. That when two people are married, how can they help each other on the path of self-realization or God-realization? Both have to be willing to begin with. That yes, we want to walk this path and help each other. That desire needs to be there in both of them. If it is, they are a very lucky couple. Their life is going to be so beautiful that words perhaps cannot sum it up. When two people can sit down and do japa together, for example, or share a view of how we ought to lead this life, life could not be more beautiful then. And that really begins by first consolidating or agreeing on certain core values. That okay, we will not do certain things in our life. That if our goal is to lead ourselves to a state where we'll be so at peace that in our last moments we'll just merge in the supreme consciousness, and while alive we will forever bask in that glory, then we ought to simplify our life. Which means either both will have to curtail their ambitions, or one of them will have to, and the other one would support. So agreeing on a vision of how they wish to lead their life is the first and foremost important thing. And doing spiritual acts together will bring that oneness, that they would stop seeing each other as two separate entities, but truly as one entity. And third, perhaps, would be recognizing the independence of thought of each other. Because it should not lead to an environment where one person says, but we have to chant for 2 hours every day, for example, and the other person is not ready due to any other commitment. That understanding needs to be there. So first is common core values. 2, a common vision of life. 3, a common playground where they would together do certain things. 4th, personal space. I think remarkable things will happen then. And if you look at lives of some of the saints, not all, who were married, that's how they actually lived. And it's not hard to say what we need to do in order to simplify our lives. I met this wonderful person in one of my overseas trips. I've known them for almost 14 or 15 years. And he said, Swami, it's been 2 years. I am basically just waiting to get fired, he said. He's in his early 30s or mid 30s. He said, I'm just waiting to get sacked from the company because we've already bought a little bit of a land on the outskirts of a different state. We're just going to move there, do some gardening, and lead a very simple life. And everything they're doing currently is geared towards that, which means they don't have a whole house full of accoutrements. They don't have too many things, so they could move practically at days' notice. Which means they have made a commitment to lead a simple life. One of the most incredible things that happens when you simplify your life and you cut down on the way you, on your, basically go for a lifestyle haircut, if you see what I mean, then the first thing you realize is you actually don't need a lot of money to survive and to be happy and still be fulfilled. And you will actually live longer, have better health, and you'll be happier. Trouble is when we take on more than we can take on. When we bite more than we can chew, that's when we think, okay, now I've got a mortgage where I need to pay 10,000 or 8,000 to the bank every month. Therefore, I better make at least 30,000 per month, because the government will take X amount in taxes, and the rest has to go for the home and my car and my family, and so on and so forth. None of that is necessary. After all, you only need one bed to sleep on. Hopefully not under a tree, but the idea is, if we lead our lives mindfully, analytically, consciously, majority of our issues that we have will simply disappear. Simply disappear. And that's how I think two people could help each other.